Hello, good afternoon. That was a very quick countdown. I think we may have a few gremlins in the system. When I say gremlins, the lovely Jazz is behind the scenes. She's going to be loading all the graphics up for us today. So welcome. My name is Paul Church from Clarity Craft. Welcome to Clarity Social TV. We were with you this morning at 10 o'clock, bringing you a brand new launch. So if you missed that, you can go back and watch on our YouTube page. You can watch on our website, and you can go back and watch on Facebook as well. So it's lovely to have your company. I see we've got some friends coming in. Christine is already in the room. She says she's got it on her TV and on her phone as well. So super duper. I think everything's okay. Haven't heard from anybody, so hopefully you can hear me with the little gremlins. So anybody there? Can anybody hear me? I don't know whether we are live or whether we're not live. We can hear you. Okay, thank you, Jazz. I wasn't sure because the timer cut out very quickly. So there we go. Good afternoon, Ken, Christine. There we go. Relax. So everything is good. Say, lovely Jazz is around if you've got any questions. I'm sure some of our design team will be in the room. So this morning we launched a brand new collection from both Linda Williams and from Jazz. And I thought what we'll do a little bit of housekeeping first. If maybe you're new to the Clarity family, you've only just found us. So there's a couple of ways you can order. You can order via the Clarity Crafts website, which is across the bottom, claritycrafts.com, or you can give our UK call centre a call, which is manned by the lovely Sue, who sits downstairs. And that telephone number is 01732 868 215. We do ship internationally. So if you're tuning in from Europe, America, Australia, we're here to help you with your purchase. So if you're looking to place an order, either via the website or on the telephone, down the side of the screen, you'll see an item number, which is for this particular product, 21224. Then you have an image of the product together with its title. And then you've got some pricing down here. So if we're bringing it to you as a special price, you'll see that the RRP has been struck through. Then it shows your saving you're going to make, and then the price that you will pay. However, if you belong to any of our Clarity Craft Clubs, then you'll receive either an additional 10, 12.5, or 15%. Okay. If you're interested in finding more about our Clarity Craft Clubs, because we have one for Stamp, Stencil, and Groovy, you can join 1, 2, or all 3 of them. It works out at £6 per month per club. So if you went for all 3 of them, you pay £18 a month for the 12-month period, or you can pay it all up in one go. It's entirely up to you. So if you're looking for some more information on that, you can either give Sue a call downstairs on 01732 868 215, or go to the website and go to the section where it says join our clubs, and it's explained there for you. Right, I can see we've got, there we go, everybody's coming in now, 3 minutes past 2. You'll notice I'm on my own, and this morning I was on with Barb, but she's gone to London with Dave because it's Dave's birthday earlier in the week, and it was when we were setting up for the open date. It was last week. So they're off to London for the afternoon and evening. So what we're going to do, let's have a look at what we're bringing to you. Maybe you've just tuned in for the first time. We have various different things. So the main focus really for this particular hour is 2 new products. So this is a guide to grid work written and created by Linda Williams. And it's designed to work with our 2 mini grids. So we've got a straight grid and a diagonal grid. Okay. Now, if you're fairly new to Groovy and you're thinking grid work, yeah, I've seen grid work, but how do I achieve it? What Linda's done, she's broken it down so that it's like she's holding your hand. Okay, so what we're going to do is just have a look at the book. So if you're interested in this, the book and the Groovi Plates, the grids, just there. The item number for that is 21224. You've got a £6 savings, which brings it down to 25.97. And if you're in the club, you get your further discount. So there's two different types of grids, which Linda's explained about here, straight and diagonal. And then as we go through the book, it's been split into two sections. So there's a section all about straight grids, and then there's a section all about diagonal grids. And the way in which Linda has designed this book, okay, I'm going to come in really close on this. So I'm just going to do my yoga exercises and stretch up, see if I can get it right this time. Am I going to go, yeah, got it right this time, after all these years. So when we're talking about our piercing grids, these have been precision drilled. So the hole, so it's got a hole that goes all the way through. Okay, goes all the way through the groove plate. So you can use them for perforating, and you can also use them for embossing. Okay, so what Linda's done, she's created a pattern for us, very straightforward, for perforation combination. And Barb had a look at this one during the 10 o'clock show this morning. First off, you do your perforating, and then if you want to, you can add some embossing. And it's all been color-coded for us by Linda. And then if you want to take it one step further, you can then introduce picot cutting. And for me, this is how I perfected my picot cutting, creating little crosses in parchment. Okay, so, and then Linda gives us various different ideas on using that 4x4 sequence of perforations. So you work your way through the book. You could do a pattern a day, a pattern a week, but look at the difference. So that's where it's perforated, and this is where it's embossed. Okay, perforated, embossed, same sequence but a different look. Okay, so we've got the complete bundle, which is item 21224, or maybe you've already got the grids already. We've got the book available on its own, and I'm just going to zoom out a little bit now. There we go. Jazz is on it there. So the item code for the book on its own is 31723, and that's $11.99. So it's a guide to grid work by Linda Williams. Really a little bit too far. There we go. And it's just glorious. You've got diagonals, you've got some inspiration in the background as well from Linda and the design team. I mean, when we have a look at, I'm just going to grab this one here. So for example, where's that gone? So this one here is what Linda did at our annual parchment retreat back in October. This was when she launched the floral alphabet, Linda's floral alphabet. And if I bring this up to the camera, can you see inside the B, the letter B? That's all been perforated. And then if you look at the corners have also been perforated. And that is done using the grids. Okay, so I'll bring that down now. So you've got some lovely inspiration in there as well. Also, what we're going to bring you is that camera there, some new plates designed by Jazz. So Jazz is learning how to operate the gallery. She's super quick on there. So two plates, you've got the Rosy A4 sampler and the Festive A4 sampler. Item number 42401 as the bundle, you've got an £8 saving on that. So these are normally £23.99 each. So you'll pay £39.98 plus your Clarity Craft Club discounts as well. And these are like, the idea behind them is that they, although they're designs in their own right, they are also, they're practice plates. So you can practice creating patterns in the background area. Maybe you want to fill the poinsettia. Maybe you want to infill the rose. Earlier on, Barb was looking at the heart. And if I bring this piece of artwork in that Barbara created, if I bring this in up here, you can see this was using that very first pattern in the book. Do you want to do half a heart? Do you want to create a strip going across? Once you get into it, it really is addictive, and it requires a little bit of concentration, but once you get it, you get it. So let's have a look at some artwork. So what we're going to do, we're going to have a look at the Jazz's Rosie sampler first. So this is a piece of artwork from Hazel Edwards. Hazel has taken the heart exactly as it comes and picot cut around the outside and joined two together. Glynis has taken the same heart, but this time she's perforated and picot cut on the inside. Okay, and in order to be able to do that with ease, this is where the basic grids come into play. Because once you've traced out, you would put your basic grid underneath, you would perforate in between those squares or diamonds. So if I turn it that way, you'll see that it's based on a square grid. Okay, and then turn it round and you do the picot cutting. We have another piece of artwork from Josie Davidson. So this is using the heart. Now this time what Josie's done, she's infilled the back area, but then created a pattern in the middle. And that is using the basic grids as well. Josie has used the straight grid to create that. Okay, if I bring that up, there we go. So you think, but that looks diagonal. And the reason being, it depends on the angle in which you you position your grid, you can see now that it's straight in both directions. And it's a case of emboss, miss one, emboss, miss one. The next piece of artwork is from Jane Telford. Jane's taken that heart again, and she's used one of Josie's circular grids around the outside. Then the next piece is from Jill Askham. Now Jill has taken that pattern, she's perforated the dots, and then she's done some stitching. But can you see these lovely words around the outside? Each of the plates have sentiments on them. Let's have a look. So if I bring this round like so, you've got thank you, happy anniversary, happy birthday, best wishes, with love, just for you, congratulations, and thinking of you. So you can mix and match. They've all got frames. And if I bring in the basic grid, you'll see that the basic grid completely fills that frame. So there's no need for you to position the parchment, and you just move it around. Next piece of artwork is from Karen Jackson. So Karen has infilled the frame and then created a pattern in the middle there. Then we have another piece from Jill Askham using that lovely rose. So that's taken from this rose here. It's got some gel pen work on there. This one is from Jill again, and this is using this one here. If I hold that like so, that's exactly how it's been traced out. Some lovely grid work in each of the corners. Then we have another one from Hazel. Bring that one in. So that's using the Carla lilies. Just taking the frame, adding a little bit of extra dots along the side. So, okay, so this one's interesting. If you look at the plate, okay, let me zoom in on this one. I'm going to talk about this one on that frame. Right, there we go. So if we have a look here, you can see the scallop comes inwards, doesn't it? Which is the inside of this. So then what Hazel's done, she's traced it out like so, and then she's turned it around and then lined up with that one to create that effect there. Okay, we have another of the, oh no, that's this one, the lovely trellis. This one here is from Karen Jackson. Very simple pattern, just down on the frames, infilled in those corners, and then using the grids to perforate and pico cut it there. Then we have another one from Jill, and Jill's done that one there from the thank you. Oh, there we go. Pico cutting, perforating. And the final one from this collection is from Jane Telford. Coloured parchment, designer paper in the backgrounds. So you can see the versatility of these plates, not only in design, but also how they're great for practicing using your basic grids. The second plate in the collection from Jazz is the festive sampler. So we've got poinsettias, we've got mistletoe, bells. These could be used for wedding bells. You have a bauble, which could also be a birdhouse. Then we have the star and the candles. Okay. So let's have a look at some artwork. I'm going to bring this over on this side. So if you like the festive one, the item number for that is 42395, and that is £23.99 plus your club discounts. This is a piece by Glynis. She's taken that star as it comes, Pico V's around the outside to create a frame. This next one is from Julie Campbell. And if you like this frame that many of our friends at our design team have used, then you will find that on the Nested Scallops Square extension plate. And the item number for that is 41168. You've got the lovely scallops around the outside, you've got that inner frame, you have an alphabet, and you've got more sentiments. Sorry, Jazz, I'm testing you on this one. It's on the pole, so, but yeah, that one will come in a minute. But item number 411, there we go, 41668, £3 saving plus your club discounts. Okay. Then the next one we have, this is definitely a Josie Davidson. So Josie has taken that star, created that same frame again, but this time with the scallops from the plate. Then we have the bells from Julie Campbell. So that's using the bells here. And Julie has pico cut inside those scallops. This is rather lovely from Carol Baker. Very monochromatic. Now Carol's done what I would have done. This is on a separate piece of parchment. We have another piece of artwork from Carol Pankstello using the candles just there. Okay, candles, and that same frame again, and put a pattern in that border. One from Julie Campbell, just taking the candles. See, and with the Groovi, you could take out the pattern and infill it with those grids. This one is Jane Telford. taking one of those sentiments, one of the banners, because these also have banners down the side, and making it longer. And we're guessing that is probably a semicircle tool around the outside. Some poinsettias from Glynis. Where's the poinsettias? There we go, just there. And if I bring that one up, Glynis has actually pico cut all of those. Don't know where my voice went high then. Not into pico cutting so much. Then Julie Campbell has taken the poinsettias and that frame. Hang on, focus. There we go. And the final piece to share with you is another piece from Carol Baker. And this one's all about the different layers. There we go. So if you like that plate, then the item number for that is 42395, and that's Jazz's Festive A4 sampler. But the best way, if it, excuse me, if you're unsure, if you, I like the Festive, I like the rosy one, then we've got the complete bundle where you can get both of them, and the item number for that is 42401, £8 saving plus your Clarity Craft Club discount. Okay, so where should we go? Oh, there's one thing, where should we go? I know where we're going. Downloads. So one of the more recent introductions to Clarity Crafts social TV are the downloads. If you go to the Clarity website, there is a button that says Clarity TV. When you go into there, you'll notice that it shows the current products on the show. Let me see if I can bring it up on the, I should have brought my iPad in. Okay, so let's have a look. So I've got my phone here. So on a phone, it appears underneath the banner. Click on Clarity TV, like so. These are the items currently being shown to you during this hour and the hour at 10 AM. However, if we go up here and we go to Catch Up and Craft, click here. When you go in there, this is the live show now, so it will always be there. You can just hit that button and play. You can go to the link underneath to shop the show, so to speak. And then there's a download for 2 different demos. We've got this one here, and then we've got this one here. Okay, so it's like a collecting a library, so to speak. And what you can do, you can print them off, you can put them in a folder, but each of these has the item code on there. And if you're doing it on your computer, you click that link and it will take you straight to that product. Okay. So let's put the phone to one side. Gracie's in the room with you as well. So she says she likes my shirt. Thank you very much, Gracie. So what we're going to do, we're going to have a look at both of these during the course of this hour and do something slightly different. I say slightly different. It's a lovely sort of technique if you want to warm up with the basic grids, because as I said earlier, you get this plate and you think, what do I do with it? Because it's just got thousands of holes in it. Okay. So what we're going to do, let's take the project from Josie Davidson, which is this one here. I'm going to zoom in now. Okay. Oh, wrong way. I knew I'd get it wrong. Been going so well. Okay. So this is a piece using one of Jazz's plates. So it's using the rosy one, which is this one just here. And you can see what Josie has done. She's used our nested circle pico dies to cut out the circle. She's added in the design, but she's left out the stripes in the background. And then she's taken the diagonal piercing grid, but she's embossed it. So what it does, it creates a background So if I bring this up to show you, look at all those lovely little dots. And in a way, it's like adding colour, but without colour. Does that make sense? So let's have a look at how this one's created. So in order to do that, what I've done is I've die cut my piece of parchment using my Pico dies. Now we've got the squares and the circles on the show. So if I go to my circles, so if you're interested in the circles, the item number for that is 30697. There we go. Thank you, Jad. £10 saving on that. So you're going to get an A4 square Groovi plate plus your dies. And there's 8 dies there, which you can use for paper and card. Okay. So I've already run it through the machine. And now what I'm going to do is introduce the 2 lines, because often when you're perforating and pico cutting, you're doing that against a solid line. Let's move that out the way. There we go. So Groovi the right way up. These have got the lines etched into them, and they have these little zigzags, which is the pico edge that goes around the outside. Okay. All right, mouthful of coffee. Talking too much. So I've got my piece of parchment, which I've die cut. And if I bring this up, you'll be able to see that serrated edge? It gives the effect of pico cutting with one pass through the machine. Such a time saver, it really, really is. So I'm going to pop this to one side, and I'm going to take my tumble dry sheet that comes in the starter kit. Starter kit, I hear you say? What's that all about? Maybe you've tuned in for Groovi for the first time. You're thinking, oh, this artwork looks lovely. What's parchment? What's Groovi? So we have a starter kit, and what that contains is everything to get you started for the art of parchment craft. The item number for that is 42144. It's the Deluxe Groovi Plate Starter Kit 2024. It includes Barb's Loving Heart Square Groovi Plate together with a free thanks plate. And the saving on that is £31, which coincides with the celebration of 31 years of All Things Clarity. So let's have a look in a little bit more detail of what's included in that starter kit. So when we look at the first, you've got that alphabet plate. That is what we call our plate mate. So it has an aperture on the inside that houses the larger plates going across the bottom of the screen. Next to that, you have your A4 black mat, which is hard on one side, soft on the other. Then in front of that, you've got your 2 wooden double-ended tools called numbered 1, 2, 3, and 4. You have a tumble dry sheet, which I'm about to explain. You have Groovi tabs. You get 20 sheets of A5 parchment. You've got a double project sheet, concertina. Then coming on down underneath that, you've then what we have is called an inset plate. And this houses the little baby plates, like the mini grids we have for you today. Moving along from that, we then have the nested squares, Barb's Loving Heart, our best-selling plate of all time, which is the butterfly reef. Then you also have the hills and the mountains. And then finally, I'm just going to remove my name from the screen. There we go. You then have that little baby thanks. So useful, that one. So that's what is included in the complete starter kit. Okay, so let me just go back to the chat. There's lots of you chatting away there. And it really is, Christmas is coming up. It's clean, it's tidy, there's no mess, there's no electric. And once you get in that groove, you're in the groove. Okay. So if I go back to this plate here, I'm going to wipe the back of my parchment with the tumble dry sheet. I'm then going to position that on the Groovi plate. And I'm going to take the Groovi tabs, which come within the starter kit, to attach my parchment in place. Okay, so I'm lining up those little picot points. Attach your Groovi tab, like so. Put your glasses on if you need them. Barb's left her Dame Edna's here. I might have to borrow those later. Then we're going to take the Groovi guard, which we also have on the show. And this is great because although it's attached using the Groovi tabs, this is also a great way of just holding it in place as well. I'm going to take my Groovi #1 tool, okay, that has a stylus on there. And then we're going to press into the groove. And when you're using the picot dies and the parchment, always do the outer one first, because by pressing into the groove, it stretches the parchment but shrinks it inwards. So then do the second line all the way around like so. I'm going to turn my plate. I'm going to come round, do this side here, like so. Bring in the second line, like that. Now I'm going to use my Groovi guard to hold my parchment in place so I can relocate my Groovi tab to complete my circle. Okay, and repeat down there. So really, if you're looking for quick and easy picot cutting for the outer edge of your design, then the dies really are a game changer. So lift that off like so, and now we have a perfect edge all the way around the outside. So the circles item number for those is 30697, and if you like the square ones that Jane has used on her project is 30698, and that has the same saving as well. Okay, let's bring in now the rows. So this is using Jazz's plate. I'm going to turn it over, and then I'm going to centralize my piece of parchment. So although the Groovi plate gives you a square frame, we can change it by using a circle. Okay, now I need to attach this to my work. So I'm lining that circle up so it's central. I can put one Groovi tab here, and I can put one Groovi tab here if I choose to. But look, this is all flappy, so to speak. This is where the plate mate comes into play. So not the plate mate that comes in the starter kit. This is a plate mate for A4 and A4 square plates. Okay, I'm going to really zoom out on this one. Comes to you in 2 parts. Okay, and the item number for that is 42281. You get your plate mate, you get your extenders, and you also get your Groovi tabs. Now that has a £3 saving, so it means you're £19.97 plus club discount. So how does it work? What we're going to do is, you know that plate I was using, the picot circles? If I was working on larger parchment, that fits around my A4 square plate. Okay, maybe you've got that lovely scallop plate in there and you're working with large parchment. You need somewhere to attach it. So we could have brought you a plate mate just to do that, but no. Dave, Mr. Clarity, came up with an idea of let's have some spacer plates. So they slot into there like so. Okay, to create, ooh, sorry about that, a complete rectangle. which will then house my A4 plate, also holds the plate mate from the starter kit. And because you've got your Groovi tabs in there, what you do is you hold it all together using the Groovi tabs so it doesn't move. So I'll take another one from here just to hold this in place. And it's now securing that to the outer frame as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come over to here and I'm going to zoom back in again. Whee! There we go. Okay. Now it doesn't matter that I'm using the plate on its side because I know that my design is central and I'm just going to trace out the frame. Groovi guard again. I'm going to stick with the number 1 tool. So you're going to follow the design. I've hit the Groovi tab, so I'm going to stop there. Let's go back here and do the scallops if I want to add them. Do I want to add the scallops? Do I not? Do I want to add the design in the middle? It's entirely up to you. Hit the Groovi tab again. So I'm going to come around here like so. And it doesn't matter what way you work with at all. I'm pushing away from myself now. And it still does the job. That's moved because I haven't got my plate mate secure. You know what? It's a scallop. Okay. If I come in on this one, you can see as I go around like so, all I'm doing is following the groove. I don't need to think about it. And all I need to do is just relocate my Groovi tabs where it covers my work, like so. So let's bring that one just over here. Complete our scallop, just like so. And I'm going fairly fast, but you can go at whatever speed you want to. And then when I lift this up, I've now got a lovely frame. So when we look on the overhead now, let's take that away. Do I want to stick with the rows that it's designed for? Do I want to take those roses and pop those in there? The Calla lilies, could add those. Maybe the heart. The heart fits in there as well. Let's have a look at Jazzy's festive plate. Let's bring this one in. The bells, pop those in there. Poinsettia, mistletoe, candles, and the star, sort of. Okay, so you can see there's a bauble that'll fit in there. Have a play around. You've got some lovely frames on each of these 2 plates. Okay, so let's have a look at a couple of options. If we stick with the rows, like so, and say I trace out every single line, just as it comes, it will give me this. Okay. However, if I miss every other line, it gives me this. So what it's doing now, it's widening up that space in order for you to add a pattern if you want to. Now, there's a piece of artwork here from Barb that what she did was she showed the technique of using those basic grids where you perforate every other one from the front and then you emboss every other one from the back. So if I take this, for example, and I bring it up, what it does, it creates like a wave effect. So it goes down, comes up, down, comes up, down, comes up. Okay, and that is using the straight grid. And it's just taking the grid exactly how it comes. But if you've gone for that book from Linda Williams, A Guide to Grid Work, okay, available as a complete bundle with the grids or available on its own. So if you're looking for the book and the on its own, is 31723, and that's $11.99. If you're looking for the book and the grids, that item number is 21224, £6 saving, which means half price for the book, and you're only paying $25.97. So we could go to the book from Linda and we could choose a pattern if we wanted to fill those stripes. Another option is we can take the diagonal grid and just emboss the pattern without the stripes, just like Glynis did in her piece of artwork. However, if you perforate the background, you get a different look again. And this has been done using the diagonal grid. So I thought what we'll do is we're going to sort of jump around a little bit. How is everyone? I've got my glasses on. Should I put Barb's Dame Edna's on? There's probably definitely, I mean, these are filthy. I can just see these are very focals. These glasses from Barb, they don't really go with the shirt. These are magnifiers. Okay. Now, if I put these on, I can't see. Everything's a blur in front of me. However, if I come down here, but I've got to get my head really, I've got to get round really close because these are really magnified to get the focus to do the perforating. Oh, I've got to take these off. I'm going to fall over. That's better. So if we come to do the perforating, we would need our Pergamano 1 needle bowl tool, which we have on the show. It's $9.99, and that, there we go, Jazz. She's got the job. The item number for that is 70028, $9.99 plus your club discount. Then you would need your super foam because you need to be able to deep perforate when you're going through the parchment and the grid. So to start off with, I would suggest the black super foam, and the item number for that is 41957, $9.99. This morning, Barb was sharing with us the light panel, which we also have on the show. So you get your A4 light panel, you get your white translucent foam. This is a thinner foam, and you get it's like a laptop bag to keep it all in, so it keeps it nice and secure. It comes with a micro USB plug. So the plug is UK, but it just pops out, and you can plug it into a lot of places now you go to, they're already built into the wall, aren't they? So you can use it with your battery chargers, like many people have for their phones. If they're out and their battery goes down, and you can charge your phone from it, you can use those to operate it as well. If you're sitting near a computer, you can plug it into the computer and power it from there. So it's really good, and it has that portability to it. If you're going away to a caravan, maybe you're sitting in the back of the car, you're going on a train journey, then it makes it more portable. So it means you can take your Groovi with you. So if you're interested in that, Christmas just around the corner. The item number for that is 30566. The £13 saving is the equivalent of getting the case for free. Plus you get your craft discounts as well. So I'm going to stick just with the black super foam for the time being. And let's have a look. What we're going to do, I'll show you the difference. I'm going to do some perforating and some embossing. Okay, so in order to do that, I need my plate mate that comes in the starter kit. Okay, like so. And we're going to do some perforating first. So that sits there. I've got all these Groovi tabs everywhere. Now, if I take those mini grids that comes in the collection. I'm going to go straight on there. You can see it moves around. Okay, so I need the adapter plate that also comes in the starter kit to fit inside, and now I can put my straight grid into place like so, and it's all nice and secure. I often take just one Groovi tab just to hold everything together. Now what we're going to do, where's that piece that Barb created? Let's have a look at doing some perforating on this. So when we perforate from the front. I'm going to take my piece of parchment. I'm going to have a look. Because Barb's already done it, what it does, it slots back in. Just like when you're working on the back and you're tracing out design, the grooves slot back into the grooves. So if you've missed a bit, then that's fine. Okay, that goes like so. And now we can start to perforate. So I've got my Pergamano 1 needle bold tool, okay, now made here in the UK. And what we're going to do, if you want to get a really good perforation, the grids really make a difference. I know when I tried with a traditional patterning before, I was sort of holding it like a pen, like I do with the Groovi tool, and I was perforating the parchment at an angle. And what happened was when I took the pattern away from the parchment, it looked as if someone had just randomly stabbed. The grid automatically makes you hold the tool in an upright position. I'm going to bring in my Groovi guard to focus the area in which I want to work. And what it also does, let me zoom in a little bit more. There we go. I'm going to come in, see how close I can come in. So what it does, it focuses and it holds my parchment in place so that when I remove the tool, it doesn't pucker the parchment or pull the parchment up. So let's come over on this camera and I'm going to turn to an angle so we can see. Now you've got a couple of options. If you're going to do lots and lots of perforating, okay, we're going to go in and out, in and out, in and out with the tool. I often take my tumble dry sheet and I just perforate my tumble dry sheet. And what that does is it lubricates the needle. If I was using the light panel with my white super foam, then I would have the white super foam, I'd put my tumble dry sheet down, then I would put my plates on top and then the parchment, so that every time I perforated, the needle will be lubricated. So we're going to start off and see, look, the tool just goes in. Do you need to go all the way in? If you do, you'll get a better perforation. Going halfway, you'll get a good perforation. But if you just sort of gently stab the perforation, it looks quite messy. Okay. So, and when you get into it, all of a sudden, you get into a rhythm. And it's not to say that you have to go fast, you have to go like a sewing machine. You just enjoy the process. Okay. So what we've done now is we've done that little section there rather quickly. This is using the straight grid. If you wanted to do a more irregular sort of background like the rows, then the diagonal grid would work better because it's not so regimental. Okay. So let's have a look now at the rows and one of Linda's patterns. Okay, let's have a look. It's got rather warm in here. I don't know what it's like outside. It seems to be the afternoon. It definitely gets warmer in here. There's no heat. We realized the other day that the radiator was on behind the set, so we've turned that off. I think it's still quite mild out, isn't it? Right, where am I going? Linda's book. Let's have a look. Go on the overhead. So the book is available individually, and the item number for that is 31723, or you can get it with these little Diddy mini plates as well. So I'm going to have a look at the diagonal patterns now. So let's have a flick through. So we start off with the straight, and then halfway through the book, we then go to the diagonal. And if I zoom back in again, there we go. Okay. So it says, for this, you will need some extra concentration. In order to replicate the patterns I've done, orientate your groovy grid as indicated on the following designs, with the straight line of perforations running from left to right. So let me explain what that means. If we look at a straight grid, they all run equally left to right, top to bottom, and we have a straight edge all the way around the outside. When we look at a diagonal grid, although they run in straight lines from left to right, you can see down the left, there's one sticking out. It creates, let me come in. Actually, I'll put it on there. Let me pop it on here and I can bring it up, because that might be better. Hopefully it won't go out of focus. So you can see here, you have your straight line going across there, but then down this side, it's offset. Now, I don't know how close I can come in. I've got to try and duck my head. So you can see how that pattern is offset. I don't reckon I can get, oh, I don't know. Okay, can you see that? Where the top row is in one position and then the one underneath has been offset. So this creates your diagonal pattern. Okay. So if I bring the book in, you can see that Linda has given us the guides for that. And I was flicking through, I jumped ahead a little bit because I was having a look and I thought, I really like this one. Okay, I'll bring that one up. This is a really nice, it's sort of like flowers after flower after flower, but it's a nice, you could just do this in a border. You could do it around a frame. But this time, rather than perforate, what we're doing is we're embossing. Okay, so I've already made a start. Now, this could all go terribly wrong on live TV, because when I was doing this earlier, I was in the room with the radio on and I was just in the zone. I wasn't talking to anybody. Okay, so that's me just covering myself. Once you get into it, it does require a little bit of concentration, but then that's all part of it. If everything was too easy, you think, oh, what's the point of doing it? Sometimes we need to sort of just challenge ourselves a little bit, don't we? Okay. So we don't need the perforating mat. I'm going to use the black mat on the hard side. I'm going to take my plate mate with my adapter plate in the middle. I'm going to find the diagonal grid, like so. And don't forget, in order to achieve that, I need that straight line running from left to right. That pops in there, like so. Now, I've already made a start on the pattern. Okay, so if I bring this in to show you, can you see that design in the background? It's as if it's been designed to work with what Jazz has created. Okay, so when we're doing the embossed dots, we're doing it on the back as we were before. So I should be able to relocate those dots into the hole. I'm going to use my Groovi tab. Now for this, because I'm working on a small piece, I'm going to use several Groovi tabs to make it nice and secure, because I definitely do not want it to move whilst I'm working. So you can never have too many Groovi tabs. So there we go, Groovi tabs. If you want to stock up on those, item number 40437, 299. Right, this isn't going anywhere. Okay, I'm going to take my Groovi guard to focus the area in which I'm working, and I reckon I'm going to come in on, no, I need to come in on this one, don't I? Let's have a look. This time I'm going to use the number 2 tool. So if I come over here and I'm going to stretch, I'm going to see how far I can come in without it going out of focus. If I refer to the pattern in Linda's book, so I'm going to slide this in, hopefully it won't go out of focus. There we go. So the top row, 1, 2, miss 1, 1, 2, miss 1, 1, 2, miss 1. The second line, because we're at a diagonal, you'll start there, 1, miss 1, 1, 2, miss 1, 1, 2, miss 1. Okay, and all of a sudden you start to, it's like magic appearing before your eyes. So I'm just going to get my eye in, so to speak. If you hold the tool in an upright position and press, you'll get a better embossed dot. But just for ease of the camera, I'm going to hold the tool at the side and I'm just pressing in. So 1, 2, miss 1, 1, 2, miss 1. Now I can see here that I need to add 1 in there above. So miss 1, 1. I'm not going to put 1 there because it's right on the white line. Then over here, 1, 2, miss 1, 1, 2, miss 1. And the reason I'm starting here every time is because it can be quite difficult to see where to start over here, where the lines come in. Okay. So now I can work backwards. So I've got a miss 1, 1, 2. I'm going to come down, 1, 2, miss 1, 1, 2, miss 1, 1. I'm not going to go there. I'm not coming over here. Move down to the next row, 1, 2, miss 1. So all I'm doing is I'm following that pattern from Linda, and you can see it's like a daisy chain effect, isn't it? Come back this way. Now I'm going to go there, there, and there. Move down to the next line, there. And you know what? I'm going to do something different with this pattern as well. By doing the embossing first, okay, and if by chance you emboss where you shouldn't emboss, I'm going to add in perforations so it would hide any embossed dots. If you perforate the parchment, that's it. You can't do anything, you just have to adjust your pattern. But if you emboss where you're meant to miss 1 by mistake, then this is where the perforations come into place. Okay, because what you can do is correct it. And I'll show you exactly what I mean by that. How do I know these things? So 1, 2, miss 1. Okay, so I'm going to deliberately now make a mistake. So 1, 2, miss 1. Oh no, goodness me, I've got an extra dot. 1, 2, miss 1, 1, 2. So I'm going to come underneath, 1, 2, miss 1, 1, 2, miss 1, 1, 2. So although we've got the look of a lovely flower, I've got options. I could go in and randomly fill in some of those to create the look of a flower, which I'm sure, let's have a look at Linda's book. There we go. So if I bring this in, you can see there's the flower, but more spaced out. Okay. Sue's having a good time on the phone. So someone's obviously keeping her happy, placing an order. So let's do one more row, miss one, 1, 2, miss one, 1, 2. Okay. So another option is I can either randomly go in and turn some of them into flowers like so, or I can perforate. So in order to do that, I need to reintroduce my super foam underneath, pop that in. I now need to turn my parchment over. So remove your 6 million groovy tabs. Always need some more groovy tabs. They get stuck everywhere. Store them either on your plate mate or on your groovy guard or on your sleeve. So now what we're going to do is we're working on the front. I made my mistake over here. Now there's nowhere for it to slot back into. So this is where I need to take a little bit of time with my positioning. So let's have a look. I need to make sure that I can see a dot in the middle of each of these circles. So that looks good to me there. Actually, it needs to come down a little bit. See, this is where the light panel would really help. That's there. So keep that one in place. Now come over and check over this side. Let's put your tab ready. And then, yeah, that's good to go there. Then another one down there for luck. And I was going to say, let's do 4 sides of the circle. Right. So now that we're working on the front, we've got those embossed. Yes, Jackie, at the bottom of your slipper as well. They appear everywhere, don't they? So now I need my number 1 bold tool. So what we're going to do now, that one that I made the mistake on there, I'm going to perforate that mistaken embossed dot. And all of a sudden, that white dot has disappeared. Okay. So I can now add in some more perforations to complete my pattern. So I'm perforating each of those dots on the inside. Okay. So now where I've got an empty space, what this is doing is giving me another look for my artwork. Because if you've got the grids, it'd be rude really not to be able to perforate as well as emboss. So if I bring this up to the camera now, really let it focus. So you can see by perforating on the inside of those, gives a different look. And of course, the pattern we've created here by embossing, you could also have that as an embossed, as a perforated pattern as well. And once you start doing that, you just get carried away, don't you? You say, right, what else can I feel? And the plates from Jazz, if you budget allows, that duo plate, the festive and the rosy as a bundle, 42401. Take the frames from the different ones. The bells, perfect for weddings. The candles, birthdays, christenings, baptisms. So don't think, oh, it's just for Christmas. Yeah, it's got some sort of Christmas elements to it. I don't know where that came from. but you can mix and match them, and you'll go back into practice this pattern builder or the grid work using the plates, and the guide from Linda Williams really sort of opens another door, doesn't it? And Linda said to Barb that when she was doing that, because Barb said, "Oh, this book's great." She went, "Oh yeah, that's just the start." So if this is just the start, what more is there to come? So if you're interested in the book on its own, then the item will appear on the screen very shortly, because Jazz is good like that. There we go. The book on its own is I haven't got any voices in my head. Jazz is in the room next door. The book on its own is 31723, and that's $11.99 plus your club discount. If you want to go for the book and the 2 plates with that £6 saving, then the item number for that is 21224. So you've got a £6 saving on that, plus your Clarity Craft Club discounts. And if the budget does allow, then the Lightwave panel. That would have made me perforating those dots so much easier with the light panel. Not essential if you're new to it and you just want to get going, but put it on a Christmas wish list. Maybe someone said to me, "What do you want for Christmas?" Then that would be a perfect opportunity to take advantage of that. So the item number is 30566. Right, we've gone a little bit over time, as usual, as we do. Thank you for your company. I hope you've enjoyed this hour. Don't forget you can go to the Clarity Craft website and go to the Clarity TV button on there, and you'll be able to go back and watch this morning's episode, today's episode, whenever you want to. You can download the project sheets. You can browse the website as well. If you're not sure of something, you can give Sue a call on 01732 868 215. If you like the plates from Jazz, then there they are in a little bit more detail. And don't forget to join Groovi Worldwide and Clarity Worldwide on Facebook. Very safe and friendly place. If you've got any questions, the design team members are always in there. And then finally, just to finish off on that book from Linda, once you've got that, do one a day, one a month, one a week, entirely up to you. But it will give you that confidence. And this morning when I was trying to fill that rows, I made mistakes because I'm thinking, I've got to do this stuff. Don't put pressure on yourself. Practice, have a go. And if it goes wrong, especially if you've got an embossed dot in the wrong place, either change your pattern to incorporate it or perforate with the 1 needle bold. So thanks as always for your company. Grace in the chat, and Sue on the phones, and the lovely Jazz putting all the graphics up, and the design team. So don't forget, so where are we now? We're Friday now. Barb's back on Monday at 10 o'clock in the shack. Then we have Clarity TV at 2 o'clock. Tuesday is Groovi Tuesday with myself, and then Clarity TV at 2 o'clock. Thursday evening at 7 p.m. is another episode of The Shack with Barb. And then on Friday, 10 and 2, 2 hours of Clarity TV with something very, very special. Well, they're special on Monday at 2 o'clock, Tuesday at 2 o'clock, and Friday at 10 and 2. So thanks again, everybody. Enjoy your weekend. Give it a go. It's definitely achievable. It really, really is. Thanks very much, everybody. See you later.